Gay rights supporters are hailing a victory today after the Supreme Court found the Defense of Marriage Act unconstitutional. Now gay married couples will be allowed the same benefits as other married couples. We're talking about this today with Jimmy Flanagan, the president of the Austin Gay and Lesbian Chamber of Commerce, and Julie Drenner, a legislative analyst with Texas Values. Jimmy and Julie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
Jimmy, I want to start with you. Is this enough?
Of course not. Of course it's not enough. What we found today is that if you get married in a state that already has gay marriage, then you get federal benefits. Well, it's no news flash that Texas does not have those benefits for the citizens here. And this is a great step forward. It's a necessary step forward, but it's not enough by any stretch of the imagination for Texas.
Well, Julie, clearly you must be disappointed. Are you concerned about this momentum? Because Texas, as he mentioned, they don't have gay rights here, or as I would say, gay marriage. Are you concerned that that could be next year?
Well, we see that this is a definite assault on the definition of one of our very foundational institutions that we have here in America. And when you shake the foundation, there's going to be impacts all over, whether it's economic or social. And so we see this as definitely assault on traditional values here. But we are very encouraged that we do have the constitutional amendment here in our state, and that has not changed at all.
Well, Jimmy, I want to ask you this. Are you concerned there are conservatives saying, hey, there is a silver lining here. The court's decision on Prop 8 was only limited to California. So what do you expect next?
You can put all the lipstick on the pig you want, but this is moving forward. And whether or not the Prop 8 ruling only affects California is nearly irrelevant to the momentous occasion of DOMA being overturned. And what that means, and what it remains to be seen, is if a Texas couple goes to California and gets married, comes back to Texas, how many or how much of those federal rights will they retain? And at what point will state benefits come into question? And if opponents of equality want to push forward their discrimination and continue to feel like there's a little discrimination left in the bowl, they're happy to do it.
Julie, what do you make of this? I mean, I would say I married my husband in Florida, and I have rights here in Texas, and I have benefits. Is this all about equality, and there's inequality for these couples?
Well, we see again that there's a definite protection of marriage that the voters have said over and over again. Our elected officials here in Texas have decided to protect, and that is for a very simple reason, that the marriage is an institution that we have honored, and it's always been one man and one woman, and we have those definitions in place. We have one person being married to another person, a certain age limit that you're allowed to be married, and all those things just protect this fundamental institution that we've had and have kept sacred. And we are very excited to see that Texans continue to make their voices heard when they go to the ballot box and say the definition of marriage should be between one man and one woman.
But you know that, oh, go ahead.
I really look forward to Texans having their say at the ballot box. Not 1 year ago, in October, there was a study by the University of Texas and the Texas Tribune that said 70% of Texans, 70% support civil rights or gay marriage, 70%. And even though in this country, historically, we do not put civil rights up to a vote, that is not the way they're decided in this democracy. If that's what it comes down to, I'm confident that Texans are on the right side of history.
Well, Jimmy, you mentioned about voting. I mean, should this has even been decided by the Supreme Court? Justice Scalia said no.
Oh, Scalia's dissent was hilarious. He first started off by saying he didn't think the court should have talked about it at all. And then he went on to say that the court shouldn't have overturned it because Congress said they wanted it. Just one day after overturning the Voting Rights Act that Congress had approved in 2006. And then he goes on to say that the Supreme Court shouldn't overturn it because of the long-standing tradition of marriage. Even though in other previous rulings in the history of the court, all kinds of traditional discrimination has been overturned. It is precisely the place where our country solves this problem, and we've solved it again today.
Julie, I want to give you one quick last word. We're out of time.
Sure. I just want to say that it's obvious that this decision has made more questions than answers, and we are really concerned about seeing some litigious lawsuits come from this, because we will see that there will continually be an assault on marriage. And so therefore, we at Texas Values are committed to staying and to protecting it as best we can.
So this does intensify your fight. Well, there are 12 states where gay marriage is legal, and we will stay on top of the story. Julie, Jimmy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.